Welcome students to another video lecture with Mr. Connects. So we're going into our 6.5 lesson where we're going to be learning about discount and markup. And there's actually another one we're going to add in here. We're going to learn about commission as well. And we'll add this on at the end of the note later. But we're going to have to talk about commission as well. But our essential question in this location or this lesson is going to be, how do we solve real world problems involving percents? Our primary focus will be discount and markup problems, but we're also going to discuss commission and tax and so forth. Go ahead and pause here and copy down what you see. Okay, welcome back. So just like always, remember that the lesson or the note I'm showing you or example in our first model here is usually a really hard model. And are all the problems going to be this hard? No, but I love the model, the super hard one. And this is really a real life problem. And it's technically two separate parts. In this problem, once we read through, we're going to have to figure out first the discounted cost, then we can find out how much tax we apply to the discounted cost. But it does have to be done in those two separate parts. So let's go ahead and read the problem and circle the things we care about here. We care that the original price is $295 with 30% off. And then the second part of this problem will be the sales tax of 8.25%. And this is only on the discounted price. And that was our hint in this first part, that it wouldn't be done on the original price. And our goal in this problem is, how much will we actually pay for this Xbox? So let's split this problem up into its two separate parts. We're going to have the discount part first. So we're going to have to discover what the discounted price is. And since it seems like most students are preferring the percent proportion, that's how I'm going to model it through this lesson. But remember, it's the same thing as if we were using the percent equation. We just remember those extra steps. And we're always cycling that percent proportion, that skill of how to solve these problems throughout the rest of these lessons. So discounted price, since I'm using the proportion, we're going to have N standing for part, W for whole, P over 100. Remember, the P stands for percent. They gave us the whole. The whole was the original price. Remember, that's how much the store expected to get for this. So we had $295. We know the discount is 30%. So we know the percent is 30. Oh, we're missing the part. Remember, we always have to have one of these things missing. So now we just substitute in, and we're going to use all of our skills, our calculators, to solve these problems. So let's go ahead and start finding what our discount amount will be. So we're going to have to do our part, which is N over 295 equals 30 over 100. Then we start using our cross products on this, and we have 100n. Remember, it doesn't matter which order a cross product is done, and I should probably have a line here to know that there's a left and a right to it. And then we actually have to do our other cross product, which is 30 times 295. And I think after we use our calculator, yeah, we're going to get 8,850. And then we divide by 100 to get the part all by itself. And we end up with the part equals $88.50. Now, this is not the discounted cost. This is not our cost of the Xbox. This is the amount of this percent in dollar form. So how do we find that discounted price still? What do we need to do with our original price and this discount we learned? Yeah, if you said subtract, you are right. So to find the discounted price, we will have to do a little bit of subtraction. We're going to have to do $295 minus the $88.50 we discovered as 30% of $295. And after doing that subtraction, we end up with the discounted price of $206.50. And remember, this is our discounted price. Now we need to find out the second part of this problem, the tax part. I'm going to get another page here. Get to see all my computer skills all at once. Okay, so now we're on to the tax part of this problem. And again, I am modeling a really hard problem, and these aren't all that hard. So let's just go back one page. How much was that tax amount? We have 8.25%. So our tax, our percent, is going to be 8.25%. Do we know the part in this problem? The tax money amount part? No, we don't. And what is the whole cost of our item for the discounted price? So we did the discount first because that's what we know we now have with our coupon, and it was $206.50. So again, I'm going to model the percent proportion, and you should notice that every time I do it, I write it down. And that's because that's the best way to start memorizing it. Remember, it's very similar if you're using the percent equation here. Awesome. So then we use our cross products on this, and you get 1,703.625 equals 100N. We divide by 100, and we find out that the taxes on our discounted price is going to be $17.04. Notice that's because I rounded, because you're only allowed $2 amounts. Now, we're not paying $17.04 for our Xbox. This is the tax part. So how are we going to find out our cash register cost? Yeah, you're right. We're going to use our discounted price of $206.50, and we're going to add the tax amount into that, and this is what we actually pay at the cash register, $223.54. This is what we actually pay. So I added two kind of problems together, the discount and the tax problem together. But remember, this is a real life example of using a coupon and then figuring out what the tax would be later. Not all of them are this difficult. So moving on, I'm going to show you the next two examples. And I'd like you to leave a full length or a finger, an index finger of space after this discount example so that you can do both examples. So pause here and copy down what you see. Awesome, welcome back. So in the discount example, we have a listed price before tax of $681.95. We know what the sales tax rate is, it's 7.5%. We have to find the total cost of the TV with sales tax included. So you're going to notice this is similar to like our second part of the last problem. And again, I'm going to continue modeling the percent proportion because it was what was used most. Remember, before tax means that the company gets all of this money. We're finding out the amount of tax which goes to the government. So that's the whole amount because it's the money for our tax. So we write N over 681.95 equals 7.5 over 100. We start using our cross products like all the other problems. And you should see this repetitive process. Once we do that multiplication, I believe you're going to get the same amount as me. And then we found that the tax amount for this item is going to be equal to $51.15. Remember, that's why we have to round it up. But the question wants to know the total cost with tax included. So the last step of this problem is like step 3, taxes we add on to our cost. So total cost is going to be the original price adding the tax onto it. And we end up with the cost of $7.33.10. Nice job, students. Okay, so now we're going in to our markup, and this is actually what stores do. Remember when Apple makes their iPhone, it does not cost them $750 to make their iPhone. It actually is extra money for all that. So in all honesty, this is not the easiest problem. I've kind of hidden a part into this problem. So the whole amount that this company actually uses, the cost to make it is $220. That's all Apple costs to make it. And again, I'm picking on Apple, but this would be the same for Samsung and other companies. They sell it for $750. So what we actually realize here is what is the markup part? We actually have to discover that part. And just like other times when we had to discover the part, it's just a little bit of subtraction. The whole cost for Apple to make this is $220. The part for us that is marked up is going to be the $750 minus the $220, which actually equals $530. So Apple raises the cost of what it takes them to sell or build their Apple, puts $530 more on it, and then sells it to you. That's what markup is. And now we want to find out what percentage this got marked up. So we have our part and we have our whole, and we're going to substitute them into the percent proportion. I put a P when it was a W. We're going to substitute in 530. Again, another example where our part is larger than our whole, and we actually have to find the percent. After doing our cross products and our multiplication, you should find out that Apple is actually marking up this amount by almost 241%. We find out that this is 240.9%. That's how much markup is on our item. And that means that they raised the cost to produce it by 240% before they sell it. And we'll talk about why they actually should do some of that, but not all of that possibly. So we have a couple more examples to go over in this chapter, but I don't want to make this video lecture too long. So we're going to do the backwards examples in class. And this is really similar to where we realize there's 100% of something in the past, and then we're going to add or subtract later. So remember, this is really similar to those skills we've already been practicing, where there was 100% in the last year, and now we're either going to subtract or add to that 100%. So copy these two problems down. Write any questions you're having in the question column, and we'll continue this in class, students. Can't wait to see you again. Talk to you soon.